and welcome to my channel. If you enjoy this video and the other content here, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to be a part of our community, we have a Discord server which will be linked below in the description. But without further ado, sit back, take a deep breath, and relax. And I hope you enjoy the video. I wasn't expecting them to wish so eagerly to meet with us.
Well, what were you expecting, brother?
I don't actually know. I must admit, I've never had any personal interactions with nor know much about the devotees of the Lion. All they ever teach you in the Order is that some kind of fracture happened and a sect broke off and set up here. Well, if they do follow the original oath, we should have no issue, right? Depends on what they consider the original oath. I have no idea who's even leading these people. Oh my! Even I wasn't expecting him. Dacian? You're alive?
Lord General. Captain? Custodian? Hello, General Tauros.
Dacian, we need your help.
Sir, if I could be so rude as to interrupt. I've been waiting about millennia for this. General Dacian Tauros reporting for duty, sir.
At ease, General.
It's good to see you again.
I didn't know if you still lived.
Sir, I can assure you, until my duty is done, I refuse to die. You sound the exact same, old man. You aren't exactly a young whippersnapper anymore, Captain. What are you now? 1,200? 1,300. See, you belong in an old people's home. I'll get in one when you do.
If you two are old, then what am I supposed to be?
My apologies, Custodian. I do not mean to offend.
Oh, nonsense. You know I don't give a shit.
Yes, I certainly remember. Seems you haven't changed much, although it is a surprise to see you so far from the altar.
Well, you see, we have a new divine ascendant. Recently ascended, nonetheless, and in a less than traditional manner, but ascended all the same.
Zazriel attempted to stop the ritual. We barely survived. So it is Zazriel that is behind the demons returning. This is dire news.
Indeed. But the boy here ascended to become the divine of purity, an apparent antithesis to both chaos magic and demons.
At least we have some good news amongst all of this. Although I do admit, I never imagined we'd have another ascension.
I had a reason to believe I had yet to fulfill my duty as custodian. Now I
finally believe that duty's done. I never asked. What made you believe you had yet to finish your duty once the war was over? That is a long story, from a time far before you, a different age. Let's just say that. You're being far more elusive than normal, Custodian. And you're being just as irritating as ever, Samael. Please, we have more important matters than another insult contest. That was unusually commanding of you, dear Michael. Yeah, it was. Ilian, dear, you concern me at times. What are you on about? I didn't say anything. Aha! Of course, sweetie. Whatever you say. Dacian, if I may ask, what happened to the Order? Well, I was once a Grand Master with a seat at the Council, but as time went on, less and less believed in the truth of the war. And eventually, most did not even believe that I was divine myself. Suppose it's inevitable when you live out generations of them. In the end, a rift grew in the Order. Those who believed in the truth, and those who did not. But eventually, I and the other loyalists were simply outnumbered by the others, and I was eventually voted out by the other Grand Masters. It was at this point I took my followers and left the Order, founding this one in its place. We are but a fraction of the might of the Divine Order, but we have been working hard to prepare for a potential return of demons. It seems our efforts were not in vain. Well, I've also managed to secure the allegiance of the Divine Order. What? They actually listened to you? Not at all. They were so ignorant, I think they gave the Council of Ascendants a run for their money. So, how did you get their allegiance? I used my powers and told them I was their god. Well, that'll do it. You should have seen it. It was like watching Michael back in the war. I'm not entirely sure I should be happy about that. Of course you should. You just roused an entire army to your side with nothing but words. You said you've been working hard to prepare for this. Do you have anything that could be of use to us? Well, nothing that could single-handedly change the tides of war. Unless... I understand you may not know or fully understand your nature as a divine and your powers as the divine of purity. But is purity a new type of magic? The boy is correct. Whilst his use of abilities does seem to differ from anything we've seen, a telltale sign of a new type of magic, he does not seem to have much in the way of unique abilities, unlike all types of magic. I see. So, what kind of abilities do you possess? So you can do the basic abilities such as shields and blasts, but nothing more complex.
Indeed. We've been trying to teach him, but it just doesn't seem to work. He just needs more time.
Perhaps he can't use complex magic.
What do you mean? You think that's part of his nature, is the divine of purity?
Well, it's possible. If you're all about purity, perhaps your magic is limited to basic things because they are the purest ways to utilize magic. No fancy manipulation or tricks.
He might be correct, my dear. We did note that your shields and blasts were incredibly strong.
So, his abilities, whilst limited to their purest form, are more powerful, along with his ability to amplify the power level of others and purify chaos magic.
If we are to believe that this is its own form of magic, I must ask that you come with me.
Do you have something we can use?
Not quite. You see, for a long time now, I've been trying to find a more effective weapon against demons. Some kind of material or magic that is better at disposing of them.
Yes. I remember. We could never find anything that made a difference.
Well, perhaps if we used the same techniques that imbued your weapons with your respective magics, we could create weapons also capable of imbuing the same effects our new divine here has.
So there's a possibility we could start equipping people with demon-killing weapons?
You're capable of actually killing demons? Well, your stature belies your lethality, it seems. If we can imbue the steel we use for forging with your magic, we wouldn't be able to equip whole armies, but we could equip elite forces where such weapons would be best used.
If this succeeds, this could be used as a positive factor when attempting to convince others to join us. We could offer a small supply of weapons.
That is an excellent idea, Samael. Here. Are you familiar with the process of imbuing weapons with magic? It's quite simple. Here, we can use this dagger for an example. Feel free to take a seat, everyone. I'm sure it has been quite an eventful journey these past weeks. Surf, could you prepare some small refreshments for our guests? My thanks. Here, place the dagger into the ritual circle and focus on directing your energies into the two focusing crystals. It should be quite simple, don't worry. Ah, excellent. It seems to have worked. I suppose we have a new weapon in the war against demons. pure steel. Then we will remain here for the rest of the week to allow more pure steel to be created. After that, we must continue our journey to unite the realms. In the meantime, Dacian Tauros, I reappoint you as General of the United Armies of the Mortal World. So far, you have the forces of the Obsidian Cascade and the Sacred Lands. I need you to maintain watch over the borders to the Great Scar, as it is Azrael's main base of operations now. It will be an honor to serve under you once more, Lord General. Old friend, I can assure you, the honor is all mine.
Hey there, thank you for watching this video, but just before it ends, I'd like to take this chance to thank all my disciples of Jesus Christ patrons. If you'd also like to support me, you can check the links below. But until the next time, take care of yourself. Have a good day or night, and I'll see you in the next video.